Hi, my name's Amber Jean, and I've been instructing Rocket and Ashtanga Yoga for over 2 decades. And during that time, it's given me a lot of time to work on different sequences. And a lot of my classes, in addition to instructing classical rockets, I call mix levels. I'm getting ready for a photo shoot this evening, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to make a video showing you some stuff to warm up, how I'm going to warm up my hips and my legs. Okay, so we're going to start in standing. Okay, and this is called prasaritas. Inhaling, arms raise. Good, and exhaling our hands down. You want to make sure that the toes are in and you're pushing into the edges of your feet. This is really important. We're going to bring our hands under our face and we're going to widen our feet. This is called Samo Konasana, wide splits. This is definitely a huge gateway to the hips. And you want to make sure that you don't overstretch. So this is a really important one, getting ready for this photo shoot. And walk your feet in, and then go ahead and just come back into seated. A great way to open your hips is while you're in inversions, okay? So while you're in inversions, I'm gonna go into a basic headstand. However, most of my weight is in my forearms. I'm barely touching my head to the floor. And we want to separate those feet out really, really wide, okay? Pull in your navel, push into the forearms. Swing one leg forward, one leg back. And then see if you can reverse that. Good, and come down. So that could also be done in handstand and elbow stand, and we'll get to that in another video. Okay, so back to Samo Konasana, so nice and wide. We're gonna walk over to our right leg, set your knee to the floor. This is the high variation of front splits. Really important pose to warm up. Now you're just listening to your body, of course, and I'm just showing you the full range of possibilities. And that's a big part of practicing yoga, is finding inspiration through our breath, through nature, and through each other. Square your hips. So if you're up high, you still want to keep this front foot flexed, toes up. And you want to square those hips. Now, another variation is to take your hip down and grab your ankle. So I like this position because it's giving me a whole new feeling in my lower back and actually around the pelvis. Good, and then we'll come up. And we really want to get high as we transition to the other side, dropping the knee down and working on splits, front splits. Left side, flex the toes. Good. Flexibility becomes really important when you're starting to work float ups for handstands and even headstands. Because you want your body to be flexible enough so that you feel lighter. And so that's why these splits are so powerful. And we'll exhale and fold. And then you can practice the leaning that left hip down. Your back leg will naturally bend into the modification. Notice where you feel the stretch. Send the breath there. And we'll inhale and raise up. And then so big hip rotation is to lift and to sit in straddle. Arms raise up, inhale, and exhale, fold forward. Good, so that's this classic, this is the classical bind. Bending the elbows back, the shoulders engage back. Inhale up. Good, so all this stuff comes from traditional classical Ashtanga. We're gonna side stretch to the right. And then switch sides. This is very rockety. Make it like a dance. And we're gonna keep layering in more hips. So this is where some of these mixed level sequences come from. So pull the feet in. Open through your chest, shoulders back. Fold forward. Oh yeah, find your sweet spot. Good, and inhale and raise up. And so some fun sequencing here is we're gonna face the front of our mat, bring our knees in, and we lift our feet into Navasana. Pull the shoulders back, open your heart. And roll back, okay? Happy baby, grab the insides of your feet. Grab your big toes, widen the legs. So this is a great place to really be able to work on your flexibility in your hips is while you're reclined on the floor. Bend the knees, happy baby. And we'll incorporate some abs, paddle, paddle. These are called 100s, legs lift up. So now we're getting that sense of moving a little faster, a little more dynamically. Lower one leg, pull the other leg in. 2, 3, switch. 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 Bring both legs up. Lace your hands behind your head. Okay, more abs. Lower that right leg. And switch. Good, you're gonna get stronger. Tap your toes, grab your backs of your legs, roll up. Good, and we'll take a vinyasa. So we're just gonna roll over into plank, step to plank, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, roll your heart, roll your shoulders open. Exhale, raise to downward dog. Good, and then so this is a little bit more of a mixed level. So we're just gonna jump to seated and inhale, roll back, lift that right leg, grab the big toe. Lower your head, take your hip to the side. So you'll notice my tempo is speeding up a little bit. Inhaling, bring the leg up, bend the knee, because I want to warm up leg behind the head for the photo shoot. So this right arm comes around the back of the leg, and then we lift this left leg, okay? So now we're gonna go a little bit deeper, and we're gonna start to work our shoulder and see if we can get our foot all the way back behind our head. Now this, of course, takes practice, but then we circle this other hip. So now we're getting out of the thinking mind. We're getting into our feeling bodies. 4, 2, exhale. Good, and let's switch sides. Grab that left big toe, nose to knee. Exhale, lower your head, take your hip to the side, look opposite. Inhale, bring the leg up. Exhale, bend the knees so every movement has a breath. And now leg behind the head. First, we're gonna lift this right leg up. And circle. Good, notice I'm using my left hand for balance. And circle the other way. This is how I can get deeper into this area. 4, 3, 2, and back to happy baby. Good, so let's go ahead and roll up. And we'll take another vinyasa. So jumping back into plank. Lift your gaze forward, lower, squeeze the arms in, and roll your heart open. Woo! And this is going to be a good one to warm up as well, Bhujangasana. So the feet are going to come up, and these are fun to layer in the mixed level vinyasa flows. Open through your heart. Shimmy those shoulders back. And then rest in a child's pose. All right, so more hips, okay? So this is another goodie, and also really opens your obliques. So we're gonna keep our left leg folded in, grab the right foot, inhale, bring it up. Take the top of your hand, bring it on take your hand, bring it on the top of the foot, weave. So now I'm bending my knee, weaving this arm under, and then I can start to lift, lift, lift. Notice the fingertips. And gaze to the left. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop on this one. And I can feel my back opening up. Of course, this is a great leg stretch. You'll also notice my right hip is off of the mat. Good, and release. Ooh, that must have needed that. All right, let's do the other side. So we want to lift the leg, and this would be more of a beginner's variation, okay? Bend the knee, take your right hand on the top of your foot. Bring that arm back, back, and lift. Gaze opposite. And then we'll look forward. Be inspired, everybody. And the sequences can just keep layering and layering and layering. And that's really the fun part about my classes is I layer in so many fun sequences. And I like to focus around different parts of the body. So that's a little demo for the hips, and got a couple more preparations to do for the photo shoot. Thank you so much. Be inspired, everybody. Namaste.